What happened with this Hallmark actor in the early hours of Thursday morning in Yulee, Florida, is something straight out of a scandalous Hollywood script.
The 53-year-old Hallmark star was arrested on Thursday, February 20th.
Yes, you heard that right. Eric Mabius, the beloved Hallmark star and former Ugly Betty lead, has been arrested. The news is sending shockwaves through his fan base, leaving many wondering, how did the man who played the ever-so-reliable Oliver O'Toole end up in this situation?
However, both charges Eric faces are misdemeanors.
The Hallmark star was taken into custody and booked into the Nassau County Jail at approximately 5:45 a.m. Later that day, he appeared in court, where a judge ordered him to have no contact with one of the alleged victims involved in the incident. Mabius spent years building his image as the charming, wholesome lead in Hallmark productions. He's the guy you expect to see saving the day, delivering heartfelt monologues, and restoring faith in love and kindness. But real life, as it turns out, isn't always a Hallmark movie. To truly grasp the weight of this moment, let's rewind. Eric Harry Timothy Mabius was born in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania in 1971. He wasn't just some overnight sensation. His career was built on years of dedication, from his early film roles in Welcome to the Dollhouse and Cruel Intentions to his breakout performance as Daniel Meade in Ugly Betty. Mabius made a name for himself playing characters who, while flawed, always had a redeeming arc. Whether it was the playboy-turned-responsible editor in Ugly Betty or the ever-optimistic Oliver O'Toole in Signed, Sealed, Delivered, audiences always saw him as a man who ultimately made the right choices. But now, his personal life seems to be a bit different from the fairy tales he is part of on screen.
And resisting arrest without violence. However, both charges Eric faces are misdemeanors.
The news of his arrest is undoubtedly a shocker, but what actually led to this moment, what transpired that night? Let's dive deeper into the events leading up to the arrest. The altercation took place at a local bar in Nassau County, prompting law enforcement officials to respond to reports of a disturbance. When officers arrived at the scene, they reportedly found Mabius engaged in a physical confrontation. The precise details of the altercation remain unclear, but sources indicate that the actor was involved in a dispute that escalated into violence. Authorities attempted to intervene and de-escalate the situation. However, Mabius was allegedly uncooperative, refusing to comply with officers' commands. This resistance led to his arrest on charges of resisting without violence, a misdemeanor offense in the state of Florida. Following his arrest, a mugshot of the 52-year-old actor was released to the public. The image depicted Mabius with a bruised and cut right eye, raising questions about the extent of his involvement in the scuffle and whether he had also been a victim of physical aggression. The circumstances surrounding how he sustained the injury remain undisclosed, leaving room for speculation about the sequence of events leading to his arrest. Mabius, who has built a career portraying kind-hearted and morally upright characters, has yet to make a public statement regarding the incident. His silence has fueled ongoing speculation about what transpired that night and whether alcohol or other factors played a role in the confrontation. Witnesses at the bar have not come forward with detailed accounts, and law enforcement officials have not released additional information beyond the initial police report. Fans of the actor, particularly those who admire his work in family-friendly Hallmark productions, have expressed shock and disappointment. The actor has long been associated with roles that emphasize integrity, warmth, and compassion, making the news of his arrest all the more surprising. Some have taken to social media to express their disbelief, while others have voiced their support, urging the public to withhold judgment until more details emerge. In the entertainment industry, actors' public images are often closely tied to their careers, and a legal issue such as this could potentially impact Mabius's future opportunities. Legal experts suggest that while simple battery and resisting arrest without violence are relatively minor charges, the incident could still have consequences for Mabius's career as production companies that prioritize wholesome, controversy-free reputations and hence may be hesitant to cast him in upcoming projects until the situation is fully resolved. In the past, similar legal troubles have led to actors facing temporary suspensions or contract terminations, depending on the severity of their offenses and the public's reaction. If the actor is unable to clear his name, he could face significant challenges in regaining the trust of studios and fans alike. The Hallmark Channel especially has a history of distancing itself from actors facing legal issues. While no official news has been posted on the Hallmark Channel yet, industry insiders are already debating whether the network will continue working with Mabius in light of the arrest. Given his long-standing presence in family-friendly films, this incident presents a significant challenge to his carefully crafted public image. As the case develops, Mabius may choose to release a statement to clarify his side of the story or address the public's concerns. If he pleads not guilty, he could face a legal battle to clear his name, while a guilty plea or conviction might result in fines, probation, or other penalties. In any scenario, the coming weeks will likely determine the long-term impact of this incident on his personal and professional life. His legal team may seek to negotiate a plea deal or push for charges to be reduced or dismissed, depending on the available evidence and witness testimonies. For now, Mabius remains out of custody, pending further legal proceedings. His next court date has not been publicly disclosed, but updates are expected as more information becomes available. Until then, speculation continues to swirl around the circumstances of his arrest, leaving both fans and industry insiders waiting to see how the situation unfolds. It remains to be seen whether Mabius will be able to recover from this incident and continue his career without long-term damage, or if this controversy will have lasting effects on his reputation and future in the entertainment industry. As more details emerge, the focus remains on uncovering the full story behind Mabius's arrest. What truly happened that night? What circumstances led to the altercation? And was there more to the incident than what has been reported so far? Most importantly, how will this affect his future in the entertainment industry? Will Hallmark and other networks distance themselves from him, or will he be given a second chance? This case also raises broader questions about accountability, personal responsibility, and the way society perceives and treats public figures in times of controversy. Should celebrities be held to a higher standard, or are they entitled to the same legal and moral considerations as everyone else? How do factors like fame and public image influence the way justice is served? While his on-screen personas exudes charm, reliability, and transformation, Mabius's real-life journey has been filled with ups and downs. Looking back at the start of his career taking off, Mabius took on select roles, balancing his acting career with his newfound rural life,
selling everything in California to move back to Massachusetts for a quieter life. "My kids don't need a big house. They just need to be with their dad and mom," he said.
However, cracks in their marriage reportedly started to show, and by 2016, the couple had quietly separated. By 2018, they had finalized their divorce, marking the end of what many had assumed was a strong and enduring relationship. Though neither Mabius nor Sherman publicly addressed the reason behind their split, their separation signaled a significant shift in the actor's personal life. In the years following his divorce, Mabius maintained a relatively private profile, keeping his personal life out of the public eye.
The two met during a health class at Amherst Regional High School in Massachusetts.
However, in late 2023, speculation about a new romance emerged when the actor shared photos of himself with a mystery woman. The post sparked conversations among fans, with many speculating that he had finally moved on and found love again. While he has not confirmed any details about his new relationship, it was clear that he was stepping into a new chapter of his life. Hollywood can be an unforgiving place, and navigating the pressures of fame often brings unforeseen challenges. Born into a working-class family, Mabius developed a strong work ethic early on. His love for acting took him from Pennsylvania to Sarah Lawrence College, where he studied film. Unlike many actors who achieve fame overnight, he steadily built his career over the years, landing roles in both indie films and mainstream television. Though he had talent and ambition, success didn't come easy. He took on diverse roles, proving his range as an actor, before finally landing the career-defining role of Daniel Meade in Ugly Betty.
I work here.
Killer poncho.
Thanks.
Fire her.
What if she quits?
And how do I get her to do that?
You beat her down.
Can you believe that assistant?
Ugly Betty gave Mabius a platform that extended beyond acting. The show was celebrated for its progressive themes, tackling topics like LGBTQ+ representation, immigration, and self-acceptance. As a central figure in this series, Mabius became a household name, embodying a character who evolved from a superficial playboy to a compassionate leader. The success of Ugly Betty led to numerous opportunities, particularly with Hallmark, where he found a niche playing steadfast, kind-hearted, romantic leads. Hallmark films became Mabius's comfort zone, offering him consistent roles and a devoted fan base. Unlike the cutthroat world of primetime television, Hallmark movies provided a sense of stability, portraying idyllic stories of love, second chances, and personal growth. Audiences fell in love with Mabius's portrayals of good-hearted men who always did the right thing, making his recent controversies all the more shocking. But behind the cameras, life was not always as picturesque as the movies he starred in. The pressures of maintaining a public persona while dealing with personal struggles can be overwhelming. Mabius, despite his wholesome image, was not immune to the difficulties that came with life in the spotlight. He was married to his high school sweetheart, Ivy Sherman, for over a decade. Their love story began in their teenage years, blossoming into a long-term relationship that eventually led to marriage in 2006. Together, they built a life filled with dreams of stability and happiness. The couple welcomed 2 sons, Maxfield Elliott and Rylan Jackson, and appeared to have the perfect family life.
Reveals to the Associated Press that he and his wife are expecting their second baby.
As Mabius's career gained momentum, particularly with his starring role in Ugly Betty, the family navigated the pressures of Hollywood life. However, when the beloved series was canceled in 2010, Mabius and Sherman made a drastic decision. They moved from California to Massachusetts in pursuit of a quieter, more grounded lifestyle. The couple purchased a small farm, choosing to raise their children away from the bright lights of the entertainment industry. For a while, it seemed like the ideal transition, but eventually they quietly divorced. For someone who seemed to have finally settled into a more stable, personal, and professional life, recent events have thrown everything into question. With his love life controversies behind him and what appeared to be a fresh start ahead, one has to wonder, how did things take such a drastic turn? What led to this unexpected downfall just when everything seemed to be going right for him? Let's dive deeper into how things unraveled for Eric Mabius. We invite you to share your thoughts on this developing situation. Do you believe in redemption and second chances, or should consequences be absolute, regardless of status? What is your moral perspective on this unfolding story? Make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you like this video, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.